All right, good morning.
Morning.
Hey, hello, Samantha.
Hey.
I think Cindy's here also. Hey, Cindy. And Patty's here. And we'll get started in just a minute.
I want to be at the BMAX Resort.
Pardon?
I want to be at the BMAX Resort.
Oh, drive on over, girl.
Okay.
Um,
Bye bye, guys. I'm heading. No.
okay. Probably gonna have Dara, who put everybody on mute until the end, which shouldn't take too long. I'm not going to talk for an hour, maybe 20 minutes with some slides and talking about why your Google business profile matters. And we would love to answer any questions that you have, but make a note, maybe put the question in the chat, the Zoom chat. That's totally cool. If you ask the question verbally, I will be totally taken off of my focus. So um, I won't know how to get back. I'll know how to get back, but it stops my brain in its tracks. So today we're going to talk about why your Google business profile matters. And as I just said, we'll be happy to answer questions at the end. Any questions that you have, make a note to yourself or put them in the chat. But Gina and I'll tell you who we are in a minute, but I have been very excited about Google Business Profile for years, and I've been teaching my coaching clients how to optimize their own Google Business Profile. And this is specifically for people who own a local type of business. So if you're selling a service locally within a 5, 10, 15, 20, could be a 50-mile area, your Google Business Profile is going to matter. If you're not, if you're selling things nationwide, you can also have a Google Business Profile basically for the reviews that you can get, but it's not going to make as much of a difference for people who are searching for the type of service that you offer if you are not a local type of business. So your Google Business Profile may not be getting the attention that it deserves. I don't know how many people are paying attention to your Google Business Profile. You can put in the chat if you are, that's cool. And if you're not, well, we'll get you going. So, what is your Google Business Profile? It is basically your Google Maps listing. Now, there was now a GBP, Google Business Profile. It was for a few years, they called it Google My Business, GMB. You'll see that, uh, what do you call it when they shorten a name? I don't know. But it has become kind of this quiet source of free leads for businesses that isn't really talked about that much out there. People know about Google ads, they know about Facebook ads, Meta ads, Instagram ads, but how you can still today in 2025, when Google, or not Google, but AI search has sort of taken over when people are doing a search on an internet browser, especially Chrome, the AI results are coming up, but a lot of people are actually, if you can see my phone, but they're actually using the Google Maps app. I don't even know if this is visible at all. The Google Maps app on their phone to do search for things locally that they might want to do or a service that they're looking for. So neglecting that is, in my opinion, like throwing money down the toilet, especially for a local business. So, real quick, if you don't know who we are and why you should even be here listening to us, I am Sherry Boyer, and Gina DeShazer is my business partner in Connect Experts. She's waving her hand over there. And we have helped local service businesses thrive since 2015. So going on 10 years now, a little over 10 years. We've helped hundreds of dog businesses as well as other types of local service businesses over this time. And our specialty is turning online visibility into real clients. And I like to teach business owners how to do this either themselves without throwing a lot of money at ads, or to get a little bit of help with it, with also without throwing a lot of money at ads. Nothing wrong with ads, but I believe, or we believe, that creating a solid foundation under your business. So let's say you stop being able to pay for ads, or you don't want to pay for ads anymore. You still want to have a solid foundation under your business that sticks, so that if you're not throwing money, but paying a lot of money for ads, people can still find you. You don't just disappear off the face of the internet when they're doing a search. So um, when I talk about why first impressions matter. Now, we growing up, like, I'm sure this may be a generational thing. I don't know. I always heard that first impressions matter from my very proper mother, and I always rebelled against that. But here I am teaching about how first impressions online do matter. And um, for many people right now, believe it or not, the first impression they're going to have of your business is from your Google business profile. So from your profile that is on the Google Maps listing for your business. So it used to be um, that when people didn't use their phones as much for search, they used their laptop or their desktop when they were searching for something. Now the vast majority, over 80%, are using their phone for search. And you would think that maybe they would be using maybe their browser for search, but what they're actually using is the Google Maps for local search. So it's really important to be able to show up prominently when people search for either your business name or your business type, right? And then they see some key information really quickly if they click on that. And what they also are looking at, and you've probably done this before when you're looking for a restaurant or some sort of a service locally, on that listing, there's photos at the top, and you may find yourself scrolling through them. Photos are incredibly important on a Google business profile. And then also, what else are people looking at? They're going to look at your reviews. Reviews is one of the biggest things that you can do and get for your business to help build the know, like, and trust factor before they've ever visited your website, walked through your door, met you in person, met you on an evaluation phone call, however it is that you are going to be actually meeting people the first time. So they're making a decision about your business before they ever go further. They're making a decision if they're doing that search locally on the Google Maps app and finding your profile. They're looking at your pictures, they're looking at your reviews, they're going and finding posts that are posts are different from pictures. They're maybe looking at the questions that have been asked and then answered. They're doing a thorough look at that. And it could be even thorough, but it could be flash in the pan, right? They're scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. But still, if you're showing up well with using all of these things, the chance that they'll remember you and click further to either call you or go to your website is higher. So did you know that 97% of customers are looking online for local businesses? And that 70% of the people who find a business on a Google business profile are forming an opinion about that business just from the Google business profile. So they're not even thinking about your Facebook page. They're not thinking about your Instagram. They're not even on TikTok when they're doing this. They are on this Google Maps app looking for something that they are thinking about potentially purchasing, or a need that they have. And if your Google, or when your Google business profile is optimized, they are more likely to form a good opinion very quickly about that. And it takes 5 seconds for them to form that opinion. Isn't that crazy? 5 seconds, that's it. So one of the things you want to make sure is happening with your Google business profile, and why it deserves attention, is that you want to be visible when customers are ready to buy. So you can see over here, there's some examples. maybe they need an emergency plumber, maybe they're looking for a coffee shop, maybe they're looking for an Italian restaurant. And often right now they're looking for, oops, this is just, I need to go edit that, but I'm not going to. What am I trying to say? So even dog trainer near me is a very highly searched for term. They're looking for a dog trainer. Most dog trainers would be happy if people would think ahead and go, you know what, I'm going to get this puppy and then I'm going to plan the training and I'm going to do all the things correctly. But that's not what most people do. Most people make an emotional decision, get a puppy, rescue a dog, and 3 months later, wake up and go, I cannot stand this anymore. I can't handle it. This is just ridiculous. And so, oops, where'd my little window go? I had a window. Yep, there we go. They're often looking for something right now. I need help. Finally, the dog ate the couch, the dog barked too much at somebody, whatever it was that happened, they need help. And the chance that they're going to look on Google Map or your Google Business Profile now is higher than it's ever been, which is crazy, but it's true. And also when people are searching, they're searching online with intent. They're typically ready to take action very, very quickly. And so you want your profile to show up and be shiny and full of information for them so that they can make a decision to do something like maybe go to your website or maybe click that button to call more than ever. So your profile appears on the map as a pin, as like a red pin, right? And then it will show up hopefully in the local pack. Now I need to go edit this, but the local pack is called the map pack. And it is the 3 businesses that show up at the top of the Google Maps listing on the phone. The reason that this is for local search is that, and this is something that takes a minute to explain, but where somebody is searching from matters. Like literally the location they're sitting or standing at when they're doing that search matters. And the location of your business matters, even if there's not a service, there's a service area attached, but not necessarily a location. So it's local. Hyper local means we can probably get 20 miles from the original location the business was set up from, but with some extra special tweaks and keyword usage of keywords, we can get that listing, your listing, to show up even higher, even further away than we originally thought. We're doing testing on this right now and finding that that is actually happening, which is very exciting because it has been difficult to show up more than 20 miles from the original location you used when you set up your Google Business Profile, whether you show that location publicly or not. So at any rate, it's really important to have that profile optimized and to continue optimizing it and treating it almost as if it's a social media property. Like you are on there, you are updating it, you are doing things so that Google sees that the business owner or the business itself thinks that their business listing is important, if that makes sense. So and also the cool thing is it's free. Now your time is not free that you're spending doing it, or if you're paying somebody like us to help you with that, that's not free. But you're not spending what other marketing channels will charge in order to get leads directly from that property. So it's really a way to bring in leads without paid advertising. So on your Google Business Profile, you can do posts, which are updates, offers, events, information. So it's like a picture with some information on it. You can do posts, you can do photos, you can do videos, and it's unlimited. The number of videos and images, pictures you can upload is unlimited. You can also have the really cool thing that they allow, and they assign a higher point. I kind of call it bonus points. We don't really know the points that they assign because Google keeps everything close to chest, but it seems with what we're seeing, it seems that when somebody else uploads a photo of something at your business, so let's say a client you worked with uploads a photo of their kitchen or their meal that they ate or the dog that you helped train or the dog at your daycare, their dog, when they upload a picture to your Google business profile, that is, Google considers that amazing because they're like, oh, this business has people who like them, who are sharing information like a community. So they want things to be helpful. And if people are also helping by teaching the other people around, I don't know if you are a big fan of Google or if you, in doing Google reviews for other businesses, maybe you've been assigned a local guide number. They try to gamify that and get local people to also give information about those businesses. And so when someone does that with your business, when they upload a photo of their dog or their meal or their whatever that your business helped them with, when they upload that is almost more points for Google's to put you up higher in that map pack than you uploading photos yourself. But you don't want to stop uploading photos yourself. You want it to be uploading them consistently, weekly, over time. There's also a Q&A section that is very quiet and people don't really know much about this. A lot of businesses are passive with the Q&A section in that somebody asks a question on Google to your business and then somebody within your business responds, or if you don't watch it, somebody outside of your business can respond because Google really likes this community aspect. But you can pre-plant questions and answers onto your Google business profile. I don't know if you knew that. So you can go ask a question and Google will say, this question was asked by the business owner, and it will say who answered it. This question was answered by the business owner. So you can basically create your own FAQ section that you may already have on your website. You can create your own FAQ section on your Google business profile, and Google loves that. Why? Because it's helpful. They have a huge vision and goal to make things helpful. Websites that they show to people need to be helpful. Your Google business profile that they show they want that to be helpful. You can also showcase your services in your listing, and it is free. There is not a cost per click. There is no cost to mail something out. There's no cost to there's people are still promoting like ads in local magazines, ads in local newspapers. Maybe you've been asked to put a banner ad somewhere, but the bang for your buck is not there any longer. It's not 1978 any longer. People don't get the newspaper. Well, some people still get a newspaper delivered, but it's very unusual. And so your money and your time you're going to want to spend, in my opinion, somewhere where people are actually looking for what you're offering. So one of the ways that you can, I'm sure you know this already, but you build trust. One of the ways you can build trust is through reviews. Now, businesses that respond to reviews, get this, you see that, are considered 1.7 times more trustworthy than those who don't. So we have a system where we can help businesses respond automatically to any review, and the responses are absolutely amazing. You would not think they were not a human that responded. But I've been talking about this for years. I don't know how many people listened or not, but responding, especially to negative reviews, but responding to every review is super important. And I know a lot of people worry when they get a negative review that it might take their business down. But I have to tell you, in my own personal experience with some negative reviews that I had at my business, when I had a dog boarding, daycare, and training business, people hired us and came to visit us, came to tour us because of the responses to the bad reviews. So factual, not emotional. Lady, like, you didn't bring your dog's allergy meds. You cannot blame your dog scratching their eye on us when you went to the Mediterranean for 3 weeks and did not bring your dog's allergy medications. And we tried to get a hold of you, but you were on a ship and had no emergency contact. Those types of stories. I had people come into my lobby quoting the review responses. So I'm a huge fan of responding to every single review, positive or negative, and not thinking it's the end of the world when you have a negative review, because there are some negative Nellies out there. You will see if you go look, like I'm weird, I'll go look. So somebody gave a negative review, I'll go look at the other reviews they gave. And those are like the people who will review McDonald's drive-through as a 1-star. They'll review their Starbucks order as a 1-star review. Those are the people who give a 1-star review to everybody. So often, not all the time, but very often. So sometimes those people are out there. Sometimes our business will come into contact with them. And so don't be afraid of the negative reviews. But if you have more 5-star reviews, of course, people are going, their mind automatically thinks, oh, this business is trustworthy. Reviews build credibility before they've even met you. Also, it improves the visibility in the local search results, meaning the more reviews you have, the more reviews you've responded to, the possibility of your business showing up higher in that search ranking for Google Maps is higher. So, and it also, the other thing is it can provide valuable feedback to improve your business. If you've got some, like if you have employees and maybe there were some miscommunication issues and people are starting to tell you that through reviews, it's important to know these things. If we get our backs up and go, that's not what happened, but maybe there was something along the way that we can go back in and tweak and fix and retrain and re-educate and do certain things for our business. So some ways to get more reviews would be to create a review link, pretty easy to do. Ask the people that you know will give you a good review. And you can add a QR code. If you have that link, you can add a QR code to different things. So if you are, I just talked to a client this morning who's in our GBP optimization program, and she has a packet. She's a dog trainer. She's a packet of information that she gives them. It's paper handouts in a folder type of thing, and she has QR code in there for reviews already. She's switching the QR code because now we have a system where the QR code leads to, it automatically brings the review up the the box on Google Business Profile for them to get a review. I was like, the stars are empty. They can choose how many stars, but our system actually pre-writes the review for them and they can just copy and paste it if they want. Kind of crazy. We were talking about that this morning. So she's going to change her QR code that she gives out in her handouts. If you are a kind of business where people come in the door and that kind of thing, you can put that QR code for the review on your front desk. You can actually, if you're a restaurant, have a little, it's called an NFC card, I think. Gina's a huge fan of those, where they just like put their phone over it, or you put the card on their phone and it pops up the place for the review right there. It's so cool. There's so much you can do these days, just absolutely insane. So getting started is pretty easy. If you have not claimed your profile, you're going to need to claim your profile. Now, hopefully you have already claimed your profile because they've made it harder currently than it used to be. It used to be a postcard that arrived in the mail and you'd claim your profile. They'd say, wait, get the postcard, type a code in when you get the postcard, and boom, you're verified. Now, there's been so many people who claimed profiles that didn't exist. So they're getting rid of all of those, especially if a profile was claimed with an address that went to a PO box or a suite, like a mailing service type of place. Like I have one of those suites for my one of my LLCs, but it's just a box in a mailing house. You cannot use those addresses for your Google Business Profile, because Google Business Profile is for local businesses that have a storefront or a location that Google can ascertain is a correct live real location. And so right now what they make you do to verify that profile is a whole video thing. Like you need to have a sign, even if you're business doesn't have a sign, you need to make a sign, temporary. Put it up there, and you walk down the street and show them the street sign. There's a whole thing you have to go through. So hopefully your business profile is claimed. If not, we can help you claim that. We have a guide for how to do that. So once your ownership is verified, then you want to make sure you're optimizing it. So you want to have the correct name, correct address if you're showing the address publicly, correct phone number, and updated hours. You want to make sure you have the right business category, and you want to make sure you have photos in there. Now, this says a minimum of 5 to 10 photos. That's correct. But you also want to have ongoing photos that are uploaded to your profile. You want to write a compelling business description, which has your keywords in it for the services and the areas that you serve. You want to have posts. So posts are different than pictures. Pictures are pictures. Posts are posts. Posts are a picture with some words. And then you want to think about what is your review? What is your process for collecting reviews? And this honestly could take 2 to 3 hours a week if you were keeping up with it. You upload a picture, you make a post, you do one Q&A a week, then you are asking for reviews from people, you're responding to reviews. You do want to do this on a regular basis so that Google says, oh, this business is alive, this business is participating, this business is part of their community, this business didn't just set it and forget it with their Google business profile. And so you do want to remember that first impressions matter. When someone is searching for a local business, the chance that they're going to search on Google Maps is higher than ever. And you want to make sure that your business is visible in the areas that are important to your business if you can, within 20 miles of your original location. We have some workarounds for that in our Google Business Profile Optimization program. And remember, it's free except for your time. To do this, you can't get free Google Ads leads or free Facebook ads, Meta ads leads. It's not possible. I mean, you can get free leads from there by continually posting and reels and doing calls to action, yes, but all of this obviously takes a lot of time. So you're going to make sure you're going to verify your listing, complete all your profile sections, add your photos, set up a review collection process, and you should be good to go. So let me just go over the cost of not taking action for this. If you do nothing, you just keep your Google Business Profile on a set it and forget it. Don't ask for reviews, don't post pictures, don't post nothing. Then your business is just going to fall behind in local search for Google Business Profile, and it's like this is like watching a tree die. Like, why would you do that? And I don't want you to think about this. When you do this, or when you get our help, we do this for businesses. Either way, though, I want you to be empowered to be able to do this on your own. About 86% of your competitors are completely ignoring their Google Business Profile. Completely ignoring it. So you have a kind of a limited time opportunity to dominate. There's more and more people out there talking about it because it is literally a source of free leads. You can be the first mover in your market. And really, for a local business, the biggest return on your SEO investment is your Google Business Profile. So I want to thank you for coming. We have some our little Facebook. We don't. We have a little YouTube channel which is getting bigger, and some social media. You can contact us there. We do have a way where if you're interested, we can do this for you. So you can scan the code or go to Connect Experts with an X. There's no E before the X. connectexperts.io/GBP-optimization.